Hi, and welcome to Unraveled on Sandy's Numerology. I'm going to be looking at the Henry van Breda axe murders of his father Martin, his mother Teresa, his brother Rudy, and the only survivor being Marli, his sister. Martin Christo van Breda, which is absolutely fascinating because his full-born names add to a 99. His full-born name is that I'm here to be of service, I'm here to help show the way for others, and it's got a teaching and a guiding element. His Martin was a 3, his Christo's an 11-2, his Van Breda is a 4, and Martin van Breda is a 7. But he was born on the 5th of August, 1960. He has an 11 life path. So one of the things about a 5 is the argumentative nature, but it argues because it knows what it's talking about. But it can bring up baggage. It doesn't really let go of the past. Born in the month of August, a communicator. He's got double hidden 4s. He's about property and build and how he's able to build brands, build people, build businesses. He's very grounded, he's very rule orientated, and he's very, very straightforward. But his 4s speak about outdoors and nature. His 8s speak about sport and physicality. He's an 11 life path, and his 11 life path is the visionary. And he was a man who was involved in building schools, about education, and even the schools that he built, he put together, he developed. So everything about him was teaching how to build people and communicating. What was interesting is his life path is an 11, and he was 54 years of age. He was in his life path. So his age of the 9 is more important about the 11 because he was in line with Henry. Henry was in a 1-11 year. Martin was in an 11-9. So their 11 is about how do we join hands? How do we solve? How do we work together? How do we reach a mutual partnership or agreement? But the 11 is very, very threatening. Because if you're going to push, they're going to push back. If you're going to threaten, they have the ability to rise above and seek solution. But if you want to put that threat in their place, they will stand up. And I think that he was a very physically active, fit man and a very, very good businessman. Now I'm going to look at Henry van Breda's mother. She was born Teresa Jacoba du Toit. She was born on the 19th of June, had double hidden 7s, and she had a 4 life path. And the 4 life path is going to be very important when we come to her daughter Marli. Her name's Teresa Jacoba du Toit is a 9. Teresa and Jacoba both 5s, and we tie that into Martin van Breda. So I think that between the two of them, there could be some ongoing arguments, not necessarily about themselves. It could be about the children or situations, and yes, it can be about their marriage situation and money. Du Toit is an 8, so the 8 is highlighted, which is communicative, it's physical, and she's got this 4 life path, so outdoor and nature and everything. Then marrying and bringing in Van Breda, it highlighted her 4 life path. And 4s are grounded, fixed, but a 4 life path is quiet. They say very little. They're brief and they're to the point. And it is what it is. It's black and white. But it highlighted her 4 life path where actually she would not speak up. But if she didn't speak, you kind of would get a knowing of what she was saying, even in her quietness. Teresa Jacoba van Breda brings and highlights her 5, so a lot of 5s, so there's an argumentative level here. But Teresa van Breda just softened everything, brought in her 9 from the 19th that she's born on, and there was a thinking side to her, with a 4 life path, a lot of thinking and a lot of mapping and planning. She was 55 years of age when she died, which highlights Henry's year. He was in a 111, which ties that they were also on track. Now I'm going to look at Rudy van Breda. Rudy was born Rudy Martin van Breda. He was born on the 10th of July, had double hidden 8s, and he too had an 11-2 life path like his father. He had 5s in his full-born names, and with his 11, which would make him an academic achiever. He would be the kind to get masters and the likes of PhD, for example. Rudy is a 7. He was born in the month of July, so a very sensitive, kind, compromising, non-aggressive, but he would defend and protect if he believed and if he was committed. His Breda grounded him, made him about nature and outdoors, and Rudy van Breda highlighted an 11-2 and highlighted his life path. So Rudy was a very independent person. He was definitely going to do incredibly well in his studies and his achievement in life. But where was he in the year of his death? He was in a 6-4 year, which already would actually highlight Henry, because it shows a family member would be coming towards him. His age was 22, which adds to a 4, and there was a reaction between Rudy and Henry on the day before, which was the 26th of January, that brought in that 6 of Henry's. And as much as Rudy didn't have any 6s, he was in a 6 year, so he was reacting to the events of what was taking place the day and the night before the murders. Now to look at Marli van Breda, born on the 12th of the 10th, gives her a hidden 22-4, so very grounded, independent and grounded, and nature and natural and outdoors. But she had a 4 life path as well, which gives her triple 4s, and Van Breda gave her another 4. What year was she in? She was in an 11-2, which matches Henry's 11-2, that matches her father's 11-2s. It brings in where people are in sync, but that 11-2, and her age was 16, was threatening, and her being defensive. I reckon that Marli is stronger than people realize, because of all the 4s. You cannot push her beyond. When she draws a line, it is done. Her Marli adds to an 8, which is where this sporty physicality, communication, we go back to the 4 life path and bring in the rest of her 4s, is people have been talking about the injuries that she's had, that she's got retrograde amnesia. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm going to say 100% on their analysis. But what they really need to look at is Marli suffers from depression, but it's a deep depression. It's very dark. And she needs to have an outlet, because she withdraws. And when she withdraws, she locks herself into a box. And you can't get in and she can't get out. So she needs to have an outlet of writing, photography, painting, drawing, pottery, ceramics. She's got the fine artist. She is going to be an author without a doubt. But the hard part is that she is currently 18 in 2018 until her birthday on the 12th of October in 2018. And she is in her life path. So this shutdown and reclusive, bar the fact that she is being protected by family members, is quite huge. And I hope that the family might actually realize that her quietness is so incredibly hard for her, and sometimes you just need to sit with her and listen to what she is not saying. But she is not in a good place at all. And this retrograde amnesia is about the lockdown. And fours are not very verbal. When they have something to say, it's brief and to the point. So Marli needs no interference, but she needs some huge support, massive support in fact.